before I do this. All right, so first deck of the day is going to be this Soviet German mid-range deck. We played this archetype on stream last Friday, and while it was a fun deck, didn't feel particularly strong. One of the main problems we felt it had was in some of the removal. So the previous version of this deck was running a couple Sudden Strike and a couple Tactical Strike. Two cards that are for kind of very different matchups. You know, the Sudden Strikes are for the aggressive matchups, and Tactical Strikes more for specific problem cards and other matchups. And just neither of them, you know, while they were fine in their for their intended purposes, you know, they feel, when you're in the opposite matchup, they feel bad to have in hand. And so while building and playing other decks after that, I kind of looked at this card, this list, and thought, why not run some joint operation instead? Because this mid-range deck actually has a lot of unit variety. Like, as you can see right here, just in this screen, we got some infantry, fighters, and Katyushas that we can draw pretty consistently. And in the case of these two in particular, they're kind of sticky threats, right? Like, this one's got a little bit more defense, and your opponents are usually hesitant to just like outright kill it for fear of giving you too much healing. And the CHAIKAs, you know, when they die, they just produce another fighter. So I figured, you know, with a good mix of unit types, maybe joint operation was the solution here instead of these two. It can kind of serve as a catch-all replacement for these two cards. And at the same time, it gives us a little bit of extra utility in the fact that it can hit the HQ. So it gives us a little bit of reach when we're looking to close out the games. When we're looking to close out games as the games go along. So I threw out the two Sudden Strikes, two Tactical Strikes, put in the 3 joint operation. I also put in a KV-1 1941. Not only to bring up the tank count, it's just a solid tank in its own right, but it also deals damage to the HQ. So this, plus the joint operations, plus early pressure that we might have put on, can give us, they can provide us that little bit of extra damage that we need to close out games against our opponents. Now, one of the things you'll also notice that because we took out these four German cards and only put the 3 back in, we actually freed up another ally slot. And so at the top end here, one of the things I was considering is whether or not this Joseph Stalin was worth running over just a second Tiger. And the reason for that, the reason why I think the Tiger might be slightly better, is simply because, first of all, the stats and the text box of both of these units are pretty much identical, right? Like, obviously, cannot be pinned is not the exact same as anti-bounce, which is essentially what this is. But there's certain, you could make arguments for which one is slightly better than the other in this current format. I would say they're both pretty damn close. And there are definitely some situations where this text box is going to be more impressive than this one. The main reason why I'd consider it is for these numbers up here. So 10K, like 10 credits, is a lot of credits to spend on a single unit. You're essentially, because this is a non-ramp deck, we're always pretty much essentially using our entire turn to deploy this unit. So it just makes it a lot harder to devote pretty much your entire turn to deploying this unit, whereas something like the Tiger, because it costs just a little bit less, we can deploy it on a turn and still get value off of cards we might already have on the table or cards that we have in hand that we want to play alongside this. On the flip side of that, of course, because this has such a low operation cost, it means on the turn following the one where we play the unit, we can get a lot more value out of the other cards we might have because this is not taking up all of our credits to operate. But at the same time, my thought process is that if we are getting to, you know, ready with this card or either of these cards and we're spending all of our, you know, resources operating one, we're probably pretty far ahead. You know, if we have units that we can't and cards that we can't operate or play respectively because we're operating something so expensive on that turn, chances are we're far enough ahead that it doesn't matter anyway. So I think overall, because we do have the free ally slot, putting in a Tiger here is better. Now, that being said, because we're at the end of the season and because people tend to play more faster, more aggressive decks, I think we're going to hedge against those and just put FLAMMPANZERs in this position for this stream. I think for next season, especially when we're looking at modifying these decks with new Theaters of War cards, we're definitely going to put the Tigers in because I think the Tigers are they're just more fun. Let's be real. But for this stream, because we're up in the top 30 right now on the ladder, and because we're probably going to run into a lot of aggressive decks, I think I'm just going to hedge and put in some FLAMMPANZERs for this one. So let's save this deck. Let me edit the deck command for the stream, and we'll just hop into some games and see how we can do. So that should be working now for any of you who want to copy the deck list and see what we're playing when you join later. Yeah, let's head into some games and see how we do. I think my sound is off, so let's change that. I think rather than Bloody Sickle that, we're just going to go ahead and place down our 2-3. Next turn we can Bloody Sickle it, move this up, or perhaps... Yeah, okay, or Bloody Sickle that. How about that? That looks like a better... That's probably the better plan. Good morning, Marv. How are you doing today? I'm fine with that one. Let's get the motor rifles because I think Ari likes to play those big burn cards, so we want something that can just hose, just like hard counter those cards as we get into the late game. I'm gonna give him a chance to draw more cards here, but I think it's right just to, like... I don't want him to just be able to take out one of our units. So let's just keep this thing around. Sure. That's a pretty good draw. So we're at 7 resources next turn. It's a bit awkward. I wouldn't mind bouncing something and firing with the tank, but it looks like we're not going to get the opportunity to do that. I think we might just need to run out the motor rifles sooner rather than later. There's also that. No, I think we can save that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's just really resource efficient. He could blitzkrieg us, which would be problematic, obviously, but... I think we need to do this for sure. That's pretty good because it pairs with our 83rd Naval Brigade. think we're supposed to bounce the plane. Now he's gonna replay the plane shoot this. Okay, or that, sure. Now we're probably gonna see this shoot this, the plane to finish it off. We can do this and this on the plane, move this up. Alright. We need 15th motor rifles then, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Like if I didn't play out the 15th motor rifles, we would have just lost to, we could have lost to Blitzkrieg. And if I do, then he has a chance to kill it, so I lose to the big burn that comes later. I could bloody sickle that nice and easy, but I think it's better just to run this out. He's not likely to fire with this. Okay, I stand corrected. If we didn't draw that, I would have considered joint operation on this, but because we did, I think it's correct to throw out the other 2, 3. Yep. I think I'll go ahead and do this. Even if it misses, it's not the worst. Just kind of get it down. I think we can save this for something more problematic. If we still have this at the start of our next turn, we'll definitely ensure that we fire with it and play the Panzer III. If not, we'll probably just play the Yak 9. It looks like he might be playing like an artillery, like one-turn kill deck, and if that's true, I probably want to take this. But he has those smoke screen 1-drops, so maybe this is better. This is probably not ideal. We're already kind of at a healthy life total, eh? But maybe this is just a safer bet. Because we have multiple ways to deal with problematic artillery anyway. So I'll just play conservatively and grab this. So now this also is a cheap way to power up our joint operation, actually. So it can take that out. Oops. So lay that down. Attack this. I don't think I want to use the hammer on this. Let's just shoot it. He still needs another card to take it out. That's strange. He did that he should have done that before. So we have like 2 more points of health than we should have. Than we should, because he definitely should have played this and killed that before eating our Katyusha. I think we'll go ahead and just kill that before shenanigans start happening. And I kind of like taking the front line against that, just so he doesn't can't encircle that as easily. And then I think we want to just start dealing damage to it. Rather than play the parade. That is perfect. Ooh, I kind of like that. Or do we want to like be a little bit more resource efficient? I think we just want to be resource efficient here. Well, that's good if he ends up drawing more of those 1-1 smokescreen artillery units. Because it doesn't look like he's running any other 1-drops outside of that. If he has a second one of these in hand, that's going to be trouble, I think. Sure. We've got to do that now while we have the chance. Before he clogs up the front line. Without any other removal in sight, that card's gonna cause problems as the game goes on. Definitely want to stick this soon, because I could see him, if he's running card draw and he hits it soon, he's going to really want to play it to, you know, have more options, but we want to be able to punish him for that if possible. Okay, respect. I think then we just gotta play as many units out as we can. since he's trying to tempo us out of the game here. Pretty much had like back-to-back bounce cards, which is nasty. Yup. I don't think I have enough resources to stop this. Nope, I don't think I can. Maybe. Depends on what else he has, I suppose. Right, because I can get rid of this. And then these two take that out. Ugh, that's sad. Blitzkrieg with in your Leopold Panzer IV deck. Yeah, I guess I've seen crazier things. Probably want both hammers. Yeah, remember when I took out those tigers and put in FLAMMPANZERs instead? Because I knew this would happen today. I'm surprised he's moving that up, honestly. Probably supposed to 15th? It's tough because, again, what did he find with this? Did he find a Blitzkrieg? And if he did, playing this or hammering this, pretty much it's the same thing, unfortunately. So I guess we save the 15th motor rifles to block any burn that he might have later. Sure. Just kind of have to hope he doesn't have it at this point. We're gonna be playing the same deck that that guy was playing up next, except we're not running Alliance because Alliance is not necessary, in my opinion. Alliance is nice, like it looks good, but like if he could have just blitzkrieg last turn and would have won just the same. Probably just one bloody sickle. We might end this one early, depending on how this one goes. There's just too much blitzkrieg on the ladder right now for a deck like this, I suppose. It's a little too slow. Yeah, I don't think the Alliance is very good in that deck. I think it's kind of a trap. It's just too expensive and it's not necessary. If you're able to get the value out of the Alliance, if you're able to get more value out of the Alliance than you would a blitzkrieg, you would have won the game anyway. So unless he's running them as like copies number, like bad versions of blitzkrieg, like copies number 4 and 5, that's fine, but I doubt he top decked that blitzkrieg there. That's an interesting play. I'm guessing he doesn't have encirclement in hand with that play. That's unfortunate. Guess we'll get rid of the card draw. Yeah, but you should be winning the game before they get to carpet bomb most of the time. And if you're worried about carpet bombing too, like you should probably just be running, I don't know. You should be able to get them low enough that you can burn them out the following turn post carpet bombing or something like that. Like I don't think you need the Alliance. Just bounces back and pass, I guess. That's cute. Well, we're definitely gonna joint op the Sendai. Should we Katyusha? No, not yet, I don't think. I might KV1. 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't do everything though if I do that. So let's go like this, this. Shoot this, play this. I want to play this because he's probably gonna use Empire of the Sun on that. But I think that's wrong. Oh, that was wrong, right? Because he's just gonna finish this off, most likely. Yeah, that's fine. I guess if he Empires of the Sun this turn, then he doesn't have the resources to do that. One resource short from where I'd like to be. That's an oof of an enigma. Not the greatest draws. Yep, everyone looking to climb the ladder today. Makes sense. Yeah, I think I can keep all of this. Didn't feel like he was playing countermeasures. So that this felt like a good play on our turn 3. I think I'd rather play the Panther G here. It's probably what we're supposed to do. Alternatively, I could play this out, move stuff up. Start getting more value out of like this maybe. Everybody running Eagle Claws today. Well, he's not burning us out anytime soon, so we got that going for us. Wild. Definitely, these are definitely cards I have not seen in a while. I guess we'll just bounce this just so we can put pressure. Because we have another one, so... And this kind of like heals this in a way, so that this can... have a higher chance of surviving, buffer our life total even more. Not that I think we need it necessarily. Our biggest problem is that we're way behind on cards right now. just keep getting cards that draw us cards, shall we? Spoos. It's the spoos. So I'm pretty sure he's running a German US Blitzkrieg deck. So based on how our other matches have gone so far, this is going to be a rough one. Good draw. I think we want to take the front line as soon as possible here. Could fast Heinz and like kill our guy, but we can't beat the nut draw, so. Don't play around what you can't beat. Yep, not really drawing well here. Blitzkrieg. Circlement. Far worse. I think I've had about enough with this one. Let's switch to the Blitzkrieg deck.